Hey everyone! Thought I would make a quick tutorial on how to use EtherDelta. This is the decentralized exchange for the Ethereum network. This is the network that continues to boom, producing more and more quality token projects, so it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with EtherDelta if you have not already done so. Many people first check out EtherDelta, noticing the user-unfriendly interface, and think, maybe I will learn this one later. That's exactly how I felt, and exactly what I did. But there are a lot of advantages to using EtherDelta, the main one being making a lot more money. This is because Ethereum tokens usually get released to the EtherDelta exchange first, long before they're listed on Bittrex, Poloniex, or one of the mainstream exchanges. This means if we missed the ICO, we can still get in early, before the general public has access to it, and before the price really starts to take off. With that said, let's get started. I am a big supporter of the Ledger Nano S. It's one of the most secure ways to store coins. It's a hardware wallet that's easy to use and is supported by many other crypto projects like MyEtherWallet and EtherDelta. So for this example, I'm going to connect my Ledger Nano S. This is a great option because we don't have to create an account and go through all those steps. By simply selecting our Ledger Nano S, we're ready to start trading. Once selected, we will get some basic instruction on how to connect the device. Pretty simple. Just plug the Ledger Nano S in, turn on the Ethereum app, and make sure that browser support and contract mode are enabled in the settings area. Once we have done this, just refresh the browser and we're connected and ready to start trading. So I'm going to do that now. First, I will connect the device. I'll then insert my passcode and go into the Ethereum app, and I know my device is already set for browser support contract mode. I will now refresh the browser, and voila! I am connected to EtherDelta. Once the page has refreshed, I can see my Ethereum address is now imported, and next to it, I see a green box which says Ledger. This indicates that EtherDelta has access to my private key, so I'm able to transact. Keep in mind, this does not give EtherDelta the private key. It only allows the site to connect to my private key, so it's totally safe. In fact, it's the best way to store your private key for this reason. On the left, it shows what Ethereum tokens I am currently holding in my Ledger Nano S. The interface is a bit scary at first, but you can ignore most of it. You don't really need to concern yourself with price charts, trades, or updates. What we care about is the balance, order book, new order, and this drop-down menu at the top, which allows us to select the token we're interested in transacting with. Once we have the coin we're interested in trading selected at the top, we then want to come down to balances, where we see deposit, withdraw, and transfer. This is pretty self-explanatory, but what might be confusing is that there are two columns, wallet and EtherDelta. It shows us what's in our wallet, but we need to move those funds over to EtherDelta so that we can then trade with them. In addition, we also need to have some Ether in the account to pay for the gas, which is the transaction fees for moving these funds around. So, if I want to move 0.2 Ether, I can just type that in here and then press the deposit button to move those funds over to the EtherDelta column, which makes them available for trading. Also, make sure to press the Confirm button on your Ledger Nano S. Expect it to take a few seconds to move funds over to the next column. If for some reason it does not update, you can always reselect your coin from the drop-down screen to reload the box. On the Withdraw tab, same idea. Moves the funds from the EtherDelta column to the wallet on the device. Transfer tab, not something I use, but allows someone to transfer the funds to another wallet, like a MyEtherWallet address, if for some reason you wanted to do that. Okay, so once we have our coin selected from the drop-down menu and the money we wish to trade transferred over to the EtherDelta column, we're ready to start trading. From here, it works pretty much like most other exchanges. We have the sell orders on top in the red and the buy orders on the bottom in green. When the prices in the order book meet, then there's a trade. For example, if I wanted to sell some Sonum, I could hit this top bid and sell at this price, Or I could come to the new order box and insert a price that's more appealing and hope that the price raises to this level. Of course, if it never gets to this level, then I never make the sale. Buying tokens works the same way. We could just take the best offer or put in a limit order to buy at a lower price. Limit orders are done with the new order box, where it must be entered by hand, how many tokens, price, which will automatically fill in the Ether field, and how long the order will stay in the order book before it expires. This is listed in blocks. Here we have 10,000 blocks, and we can increase that if we want the order to stay in there longer. 10,000 blocks is likely good enough. If it is not executed by then, probably best to come back and rethink the order. For this example, I'm just going to buy 100 Sonum at the current best offer as a demonstration. Once the trade has executed, we can then move the tokens back to our wallet, in this case, the Ledger Nano S. To do so, just select the Withdraw tab, and just like before, when we moved funds to EtherDelta, we're going to move them out of EtherDelta and back to our Ledger Nano S. Once executed, the funds will just move over to the wallet column, but it can take a minute. If the display does not update on its own, we can always reselect the coin from the drop-down menu to reload the page. As we can see, columns have now updated. This is basically how you use EtherDelta. Extremely easy once you get into it, and I love the fact that I don't have to go through the long step of transferring money in and out, like most of the popular exchanges. If you have any questions, there's a help section here at the top that is very good, or feel free to ask me any questions below. Remember, before you invest in any cryptocurrency, make sure you do your own research to ensure the coin is not a scam and you have the best chance to make money. If you need help with that, I and the Crypto Investing Insider team are always here for you. Just click the link below to get started.